Okay, so we got a zero turn today. This is going to be a low effort content creation day. He wanted to blade sharpen. I use a angle grinder, and I know that there's some YouTubers say, oh, you should never do that, but then there are others that say you should do it. I've always used an angle grinder. There was a time in my life I had a bench grinder, but angle grinders work fine. As long as you're slow and careful and methodical about what you're doing, it really is not hard to do. So I thought today I would show you how to do it with an angle grinder, since most people don't do it with angle grinders. I also have a blade balancer. Now there's a couple ways you can balance a blade. You can have one of these, and I'll show you how to use that, or you can use a screwdriver or a nail in a wall or something like that. So we're going to lift it up. Gotta love the impact wrench. Makes life so much easier. Okay, so we look at the blade, and he's hit some things pretty hard with it, but overall, not too terribly bad. Okay, this makes no difference in the world, none whatsoever, but I just like doing it, that way I don't mess anything up. I like marking them which ones they came off of, that way I can put them back the same way. I feel like that one might have been upside down. It might have been. Okay, so now we're going to check the balance before and after that we sharpen them. So put them on this and see how they do. So now you can see that it's actually a little bit heavier on this side, just a little bit. You can actually take a tape measure and measure the two sides, and then spins this way on my grinder. So technically you always want the grinder to be grinding the blade off, not on. So as if it's turning this way and I grind this way, it's grinding uphill against the edge of the blade. Technically you want to be grinding this way, so you're grinding off. It makes it sharper, which I will discuss in just a second about the sharpness of the blade. However, since this is so nicked up, it's just easier to come from this side, even though I'm going the wrong direction, to get those nicks out of there. And then I also clean up the back, because you see how bad the back is chipped up also. And then I come back with one or two strokes just to knock off the burrs, so it's going in the correct direction. Now, the manufacturers of these say you don't want it razor sharp or anything. I disagree with that. I think that if you have it razor sharp, yeah, the sand is going to instantly kind of dull it up, but if you have it razor sharp, you know that you've gotten all the nicks and burrs out of it. Now this one's pretty bad on this side, so I don't know how well I'm going to be able to get all the nicks and burrs out of it. Okay, so I got all the nicks and burrs out of it. Now what you try to do is you try to keep the angle of your grinder the same angle of the blade. And then you get all the burrs you can out. Now they'll tell you not to sharpen the bottom side. So that means you got to get all the burrs out and nicks out on this side, which means you're eating up more metal, in my opinion. I'm sure of it. So if I take it on this side and I only do a couple, 3, 4 swipes, I'm eating up less metal than if I had to do it all from this side, because there was nicks and burrs on this side too. Now you saw me come back and take a couple runs the opposite direction, and now if the customer comes back, they're going to feel the blade with the thumbnail and it's going to grab their fingerprints. That's how you know. See, it's just about customer satisfaction. They may not know that it's not supposed to be totally sharp. Now, I'm sure this is going to be fairly off balance because I just took off a lot of metal on one side. So, actually now it's perfectly balanced. That's a little scary. So there's one nick right there that I kind of ignored because I don't want to take too much metal off, considering this other side was so bad nicked up, and it was already the balance of it was, yeah, that's a good balance there. Now this deck isn't completely level, so I will take it back up to the deck that is level and we'll balance it again. So when you put them back on, the wing of the blade goes up, the sharpness part goes down. Okay, perhaps you can see that I kind of staggered them. Got this one going north and south, this one going east and west, and the last one going north and south. And the reason I did that is some cub cadets are timed, meaning the blades actually overlap each other, and if they're not timed correctly, they'll hit. So it's always a good idea to make sure that they're staggered. Okay, so I'm not saying I'm a pro, but that's my lifetime experience of sharpening blades. This is how I was taught when I was 11 years old, how to sharpen blades, how to balance the blades. And it's critical that you balance the blades, because if you don't, they're going to shimmy the deck so much that they'll eventually wear out the spindle. So I'm going to go ahead and lower the machine and we can get it back onto the road. So if I can inspire you to keep them sharp so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.